Hey guys, talk about Cyclone FPV. We're going to go live again for a little bit and try to look at some of these repairs. I'm going to get the chat window back up again, and this time we're going to hope that it actually works. So let me see what I got here. And then we are going to look at a petrol and a wind, both HCL product. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we are back up and live now, and we are going to get started by looking at this first. So let's see. And I do want to preface this by saying, guys, look, let's be completely honest with each other on this, okay? If you wreck, now, like, seriously, if you wreck, there's not a warranty, okay? But you do not get to claim warranty if you crash, right? Now, here's the standard thing that I would tell everybody to be careful of is, what's up, Ian? Hey, Finley, guys, nice to have y'all. So here's the deal. Here's a little help. The whole RX loss, or it was flying and fell out of the sky. What's up, Julio? I get it, but, you know, it's your radio. You can't blame the quad necessarily, and we can't just keep using that excuse every time. Hey, you know what? I was flying, and I'm about to have a better day, Robert. I was flying, and it just fell out of the sky. Because one of the things that I've noticed is there's been an extreme uptick in people saying RX loss, or it fell out of the sky, and then they want that under warranty. That's not going to happen. Yeah, the batteries were crazy yesterday, and I'll tell you what, that guy wrote me. Somebody from online wrote, and I'll be damned if the guy was like, I mean, he was kind of nice, and then kind of like, well, he had them for 4 months. We showed that order of batteries was delivered 4 months ago, and, you know, it's been sitting on the shelf for, as a matter of fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's, let me go see. Hold on. What? Where's my phone? Let's see. Let me see if I can get this. Show up somehow. Julio, what's up? You know I'm live here. Julio Rodriguez is writing me too. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Let me go here. Try to show this real quickly. I don't know how good it's going to go, but let's see. YouTube. Okay, so let me show you. I'm gonna switch to my computer screen so you guys can see it. And I won't be able to read your comments while I'm doing this, but that'd be kind of neat just to go over it real quick. Let me add this here, and you guys will be able to see it in just a second. So let's see, here, and there we go. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go look at the post here. I think this is it right here. And I'm gonna go look at the comments because this guy made sure to comment, so check this out. And I'm sure there's going to be a commercial first because my big $100 paycheck a month comes from you guys watching these. Thank you very much. Okay, and skip and pause. Okay, so here's what he wrote. Jerry Lang, here you go. Okay, so we received the first complaint. No, it wasn't 2020. It was 2021, by the way. Let's so because I think you referenced it by months. Let me see, April, yeah, 120 days. So anyways, the battery packs at April 2021, he said they sale, okay, so 2020, no, that's right, 2020 is when we got them. Okay, so here's what we're looking at, right? He says, shocked why all packs are defective, what's happened to them, Cyclone ordered those bulk packs on the 19th of November and received them on the 20th December 2020. We received the first complaint message yesterday, blah, blah, blah. That means they received the packs and stocked them all 120 days at least. No, I mean, you can't stock them more than that because they had to have been stocked since they were here, which really means nothing. I mean, like, let's just be honest here. Jerry, I was really kind of cool with this until you got to all kinds of batteries, low self-discharge. Yes, it's very low, but it exists. No, it doesn't. Every customer asks how the batteries stock, if they stock a long time. It's good to check it once a month, okay? This way you can see all packs dead because of over discharge. The important thing is that we know this problem happened and cover. Okay, so let me just get to this because this response, and this is what I wrote back, and it was very simple. It said, here's the facts. The facts are the batteries are stored at 72 degrees and climate controlled. Number two, all the batteries that we tested that day came from the same shipment, and all the small ones, sub 1,000 milliamp, all tested fine. All the above 1,000 milliamp failed. So don't care how long they were being stored. In fact, and if you read on, we have been testing LiPo since 2017, 2018, and I can tell you for a fact that if you put them at the proper storage rate, storage voltage of 3.8 volts per cell, man, I'll tell you what, lasting 18 months is easy. Lasting 2 years. Some are rated to last as much as 4 years. So let me make this clear. When you ship them to me, you should have them in storage mode of 3.8 volts. In that time frame, 4 months of sitting on a shelf, half your batteries maintain 3.8, the other half drop below 2. That's not a discharge rate that makes any sense at all. It's not just low, it's absurd. So let's be clear. That's just for Jerry, though. Not going to spend more time on this with this guy. I felt like he's going to try to make it up, and my big point was, hey, look, dude, it's all cool, but that's the part about going live is I'm not going to edit it. I did not expect him to fail. I did this to show the customer that the batteries were good, and it backfired. And it backfired on everybody, but it helped me to see what the problems were. At the end of the day, 4 months of shelf life on a battery that's brand new from the factory to drop to 1.3 volts, wrong. Can't do that. So don't give me that crap. All right, let's just get to it. That's just a bunch of BS. Now, that being said, we are going to get to our repair here and stop playing with all the rest of these games. Okay, let's get down to now. I mean, it just didn't make any sense, man. Don't tell me we stored it or it's because of the storing. It's just doesn't make any sense. Okay, now I can see it right now, Matthew. I can go back and see it. That's what I'm saying, man. You see, I mean, it doesn't make sense to say that they would do that. All right. So anyways, I have an RMA today. This is one that came from a gentleman, said that he was flying, and the story is that he had a signal loss. Let me see exactly. It was, I'll read this. I can't show this on the screen because it would reveal his name, but let's see what it says here. Okay, I was flying a brand new 132.4S using a Tattoo 650 mile 4S LiPo. Had no issues and flew great on the first 2 batteries. On the third, he was getting an RX loss briefly while still in close proximity. The quad still flew fine though. Okay. On the fourth, I lost all control without OSD warnings at the height of a top tree line, and it broke and whatever. Okay. Here's part 1, right? If you start getting RX losses, don't fly again. I'm not being smart. I'm not trying to be smart about this, but look, you've got to understand that if you start seeing that, you need to land and you need to like look at your stuff and figure out what's going on. Did you calibrate your RSSI signal? Did you even check to see how it was done? Make sure your radio is up to par with this. Did you have the right updates installed for your radio and the receiver? I mean, there's so many things that if it's like saying, hey, I was driving my car and my steering wheel just totally quit working. It locked up, but then it regained and I was driving. So then I got back in the car driving it. We would stop and we would go get it looked at. When you get RX loss, it is not wise to go ahead and just put another battery on there. You don't know where the point of failure is. The thing is yes, the quad is broken now. The frame is broken, and it will need a new frame. Unfortunately, that's not something that's going to be covered under warranty because, well, it's a crash. It's a crash-related issue. As far as the RX loss, I would check the radio, I would check the receiver, I would do a little bit more. Now that it's broken though, kind of out of luck. I am going to test this for you, however, just to make sure. Hold on, I do need to disconnect the VTX a second so it doesn't interrupt with our signal. So I will do a check on the drone just to make sure we're good. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. So again, it's the idea that there's an RX loss, and it kept going in the air. You just can't do that, man. You've got to stop and take the time to find out what's causing it, and not just hope, oh, it's fixed. Especially if you're saying it's in close proximity, this could be a serious problem. All right. So I'm going to disconnect the VTX and then just check the rest of this out to make sure we're good. Let me just take out this here. All right, VTX is disconnected. And I just pulled that, so let me go see what we've got here. I'm not worried about it, so let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to take this off for the time being. It looks like it has a very weak connection. It doesn't come zip tied. I don't think I would zip tie it normally as well. Just leave it like it was, but let me see if I can, there we go, take that off. And let's see what we got. Hey, Dustin, what's going on? Hey, FPV Hawk, how you doing? Everything's going good here. We're hanging out, you know, doing what we do. The ground wire on this looks a little weak at this point, but let's just see if we can get that to hold for just a second. All right. So my guess here, I'm just going to test this to make sure the quad is still functioning, because then at worst case you'll just need a new frame and you can transfer everything over yourself to save the money, or we can do it for you. Let me go ahead and power this up. Okay, and we're going to go into beta flight. All I want to do is check and make sure everything works. I will share that beta flight screen with you guys so you can see it. Give me, here's the beta flight screen, and I'll give you the quad on the top there. There we go. Let's connect. And there we are, all four motors working perfectly. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong there. Looking at the gyro, I mean, we've got all movement here. So, I mean, my guess, the first thing I'd say is all you need to do is transfer everything to a new frame. I don't see any problem with that. So just go ahead and do that. I will send you that report back. But as far as the RX loss goes, man, look, I mean, you shouldn't be flying when you see that. You should land and you should check this out fully and make sure that it's working properly. And that's not what happened. So it's just advice to you. Don't push the limit. It's already failing. Just stop and figure it out. Okay, so on this petrol, I happen to have a used petrol frame. I'll try to hook you up with it, man, so that you can at least do this transfer. But like I said, when you get an RX loss, please don't continue flying. Land it and see. You could very well have an issue where you just need a firmware update and you'd be all set. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, that is going to be on this one. There is something I do want to look at, folks, and that is yesterday we had a discussion about a gentleman who had a Arrow 3. And we were just, I mean, we were having a hard time getting an answer from him. But I realized he posted later what was happening. He was responding, but he didn't realize it was live at the same time, so he was always behind. So I guess it took him a few minutes to figure out where we were in the conversation. But anyways, I did explain to him that something isn't adding up with it. I wrote him today and said I needed more explanation. This one we're going to put aside so we hear from the customer. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a brand new Arrow 3 that I have here, and that is right here. All right, we're going to open it live. We're going to check a few things out. What up, Angel? Here's what we're going to do. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? So we're going to open this up, and we're going to make notes on this so I don't have to do this again, right? So let's just open it up. And there's a few things that I want to note. I want you guys to also pay attention to, because this is what I do, right? So we're going to let this open. Okay. Here's the first thing, right? Now, I had asked yesterday, doesn't HTLRC tape the motor wires? Okay, so the answer is no, they didn't. They zip tied them though. Here's what I can tell you. I can tell you for a fact that this frame that I got, and if we review the video yesterday, here's what we noticed, right? This is the frame right here. Number one, the screw heads literally snapped right off. When asked about this, and again, I'm just stating a fact, not trying to hint one way or the other. The customer claims it crashed into grass, okay? I just have a hard time believing that it crashed into grass and broke two screw heads off, but has no mark, no scratch, no dent, no delamination, no nothing. But it broke with enough force to break two socket screw heads. I can't go with it. We should be seeing something else. Either the top, we noticed the top did not have any problems either. There was no markings whatsoever on this thing. So this is a new one here. This is actually the 6S version, and I believe this is the 4S version. But again, there's just no markings to show it, to confirm, to support it actually. And that being said, I cannot do the RMA on this one either. I need to know the full story on this. We pulled all the parts yesterday. One motor looked like it had been hit water of some sort, and I really believe that that's what happened. Or grass. What grass? What do you mean grass? Matt, I see what you're saying, but I don't know what I said to what you're replying to. But in either case, what we're going to do is I needed to open this one so we know that there are zip ties. Okay, so here's what can't fly on 2 seconds without getting covered in. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But looking past that, it just doesn't add up properly, right? So the purpose of this is to make it clear that, look, you have zip ties missing from the motor wires. Again, that doesn't happen. That's not happening from your crash. all 4 of them. You have damage to motor number 3. Again, the damage is on the coils. It looks like it either got into water or something. Number 3, the screw heads are broken off. And these don't break like that. They just don't snap like that. I mean, I've seen enough wrecks. I've done enough wrecks to know that. Matter of fact, it takes those screws look like they broke by somebody over torquing them when they were putting them on, right? That's how I would see a clean break like that. Outside of that, there should be marks on the carbon fiber, and there isn't. So with that said, guys, both of those RMAs came in, and both claimed just fell out of the sky. Again, I'm not discrediting the person who sent them in. That's what they said. But I will tell you, 2 of them coming in saying they fell out of the sky, and one I believe did, because he says there was an RX loss, but he just kept flying it. Okay, that's not smart. The other one, there's no markings, but everything's like, there's weird things that are broken, and I mean, it looks like something's fishy's going on, but that's just the way it is. So it has to match up right. Neither one matches up properly to go with the explanation. So at that point, guys, I'll turn both RMAs over to HTLRC. They can decide if they want to do it, but as far as having it done here, the best I can do is on the petrol. You're going to have to get a new frame, bud, and you're going to have to do that work, or you can pay us to do it. That's not a warranty issue. On the Aero, I need to know more, because I'm telling you right now that with get a loss. Okay, so I agree, Patrick, and that's something where I'm looking at the comments here. This is the problem. Is I agree with you 100%. It should be calibrated, right? So they need to calibrate these and not just fly them. But the point being is you have an RX loss on flight number 3, and you're able to land. Don't go up to flight number 4. Stop and find out what to do to solve the problem you found in flight number 3. If you go again and you fly and it falls out of the sky, and you were given a warning ahead of time that you have an RX loss, you're assuming responsibility that, hey, you know what? I don't care what my quad said. I don't care that my signal is weak. I'm going to fly anyway. And then if it falls out of the sky, you're not under warranty. I mean, it's not a warranty issue. That's just you taking the necessary steps to do it properly. That one's out. Can't do it. And this one, I am going to probably take one of these frames and slam them into the ground a few times just to see how much force it takes. But I don't know how you snap the heads off. Okay, so it's a bottom mount battery, right? I mean, I just don't get it. It's a bottom mount battery, which means when you impact, the battery should look like absolute crap. But the battery covers pretty much all of this. How do you snap these two in an accident and not have a single mark on the carbon fiber? It's like a phenomenon. Right? Isn't that the word phenomenon? Phenomenon? Phenomenon. All right. So I can't do anything. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense, guys. I mean, you gotta give me more of the story here. At least help me understand. So that wraps it up for this very quick live. And for those of you that did not see when we started this off, we did review the discussion from Online. They posted on that video that we made yesterday. And man, look, I'm cool with them. You know, it is what happens when you do a live. Hey, Brian, Texas, that's College Station area. What's up, man? You know, the reason we do them live, like the testing, is because that's the whole thing. Is I have no favorites. If it screws up, it screws up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's kind of like, you know, if your product, 120-day shelf life. If we order 1,000 batteries and they said half of them stay on the shelf for 120 days, that does not allow for a discharge rate to go from 3.8 to 1.3. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's doesn't make sense. Finley, I think so. I think you're right on that too. You know, heck, we'll just take it from there. I was going to do something kind of fun real quickly, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and I want you guys to hang tight, because just to see what Online is saying, which is caused to snap the screws and not bend the bells. Okay, let's listen to Bryce. Bryce is really good at trying to come up with something. There's a chance he hit the mounting plate of the motor, in which case it would snap the screws and not bend the bell or shaft. Okay, Bryce, I don't think you're paying attention to what happened, okay? First of all, it's not the screws on the motor that broke. It's the screws right here, okay? All these had 0 scratches. The motors, 0 scratches. Everything, not a single mark on this entire quad, okay? So revisit that, because we're talking about the, oh wait, you can't see, God darn it. Here, Bryce, let me help you. I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't apply here only because, God darn it, I got a piece of carbon fiber splinter. These are the screws we're talking about, okay? And I don't care where you hit. If you hit with enough force to break the head, I mean, you're talking about breaking the head. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Dustin. I didn't have it on here. Let me zoom in then. Here. Boom. There. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, thanks, Bryce. So anyways, these two, right? None of the screws had marks on them. We looked at this yesterday when we did the video. None of the arms have marks on them, impact arm. None of the top plates have marks on it. Nothing. There's nothing on this that has a mark on it at all. I swear it's almost like, and I'm not saying the customer did this by any means, but if I was to guess, right, if somebody walked in and said, I would say, man, look, this came from another quad, like something else. One of the parts was moved because this was not involved in a major crash hard enough to break these, not mark anything on the frame. I believe that these are torque broke. I've seen them break by over torquing it. That's the only thing I can think of. All right. So I am going to do something though, because Online posted what they posted. And again, for those of you that missed it, where is it? Right here. Right. Because of what they posted here. Right. Talking about these batteries being here for over, being stocked up for 120 days. It has a low self-discharge rate, very low, but it does it. Every customer asks how to take care of the battery. It's good to check it 1 month time just in case it's not at stock voltage. Why you all could see all packs were dead because of over discharge. What? This is why you all could. The important thing is that we know this problem happened. We told his mate we will cover all and Cyclone will not lose a penny. It's okay, the public video, just want to tell the truth. Okay, I forgot to read that last part about just wanting to tell the truth. Okay, so Online, here's the deal. Again, we're going to stop this video and we're going to bring on the CNHL. This one I told you guys yesterday, okay? I'll tell you this, and what I wrote in Online is, I've kept batteries since 2018. I always take a handful and just put them aside. I'd like to see how long the shelf life lasts. I have Sugar Rush here since 2018. Stored at 3.8, no problem, okay? These CNHLs I've had for quite a few months now. We're going to test those out because I'm going to find out who's making batteries that are legit or not. But the most important thing, Jerry, to understand is it's got nothing to do with storage at this point. Because all the batteries that we tested, like I said earlier in this video, all the batteries we tested were the same delivery date. So why is it that your sub 1000 milliamps held at 3.8 and all your above 1000 failed at 3.8? That's not temperature. That's not storage. That's not shelf life. That's being delivered poorly. That's what it is. That's not happening here to go drop that. And to be honest with you, and like I showed out in our batteries, when we test these batteries, they 2 years they can sit at a 3.8 and not hit 1.3. Okay, 1.5, 2 years, no problem. So don't give me that. All right. So anyways, getting back to this, we're good with the Online. We're going to come back here in just a minute and go live with the testing of the CNHLs and see what happens from there. And if you guys have any questions, always please hit us up. Always love hearing from you. Trust me, it doesn't make. And CNHL, we're going to give it a shot, but it doesn't work. Anyways, okay, guys, we'll be back. We'll be back here shortly and see what we got going on. All right, talk to you soon. God bless, be safe, and please, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Talk to you later. Bye.